Here we go.
Let's make it a good day. We do it our own way. Let's make it a good day. Oh, no matter what they say. Oh, yeah.
It's me.
Hi, Waka Waka. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, St. Paul. Good morning, West St. Paul. Good morning, Wenatchee, Washington, and the surrounding areas. And good morning to you. Welcome to the Jason Show. I'm Jay. Thank you, audience. Have a seat. Have a seat. Good Friday crowd. Thank you. Yes. Yes, we have a studio audience today. Kendall is taking a vacation day. She needed it after the events of yesterday. Please welcome the original recipe, Shane Wells, everybody.
Kendall looked at me yesterday and goes, "Good luck."
Yeah, good luck.
I was like,
good
"Oh."
luck. Where do I begin?
How much time do we have?
If you watched our show yesterday, and I really hope you did, but if you didn't, here's what happened yesterday. About 10 minutes before our show started, producer Ted comes in to the studio. I'm putting the spackle on, and getting ready, and he said, "I don't quite know how to tell you this." And I said, "What?" And he looked like a scared kid, like he was afraid to tell me. And I go, "What?" He goes, "You're gonna lose your mind, and I just need to tell you, the audience was sent home." And I said, "Excuse me? The audience was sent home?" He goes, "Yes, there's a party out in the parking lot, and the audience was sent home." So immediately, Erin Schwaberini, our audience coordinator, turned into Matlock, and she looks at me and she goes, "I'm gonna go investigate." So she went out into the newsroom and she did a Murder, She Wrote investigation. And she came back, we're now 2 minutes to air, and she goes, "Here's what I've learned." There was a bus, there was a senior citizen center, and they were sent away. There are like 15 of them. And I said, "You have got to be kidding me," because I love my seniors. Okay, so we go on the air, and I made lemon pound cake out of lemons. Yeah, I made
lemons.
Whatever that phrase is. I obviously had to acknowledge that it was very quiet in here. You could hear mice having sex. It was so quiet. So I acknowledged it, and in the course of it, I also did one of my favorite hobbies, make fun of the executives. And exactly. Because I thought to myself, they took a random shot of an executive. Jeff is off today. There's nobody there. That's our executive cam, everybody. There's nobody there. Anyway, so I said, why would the executives plan a station-wide meeting during the Jason Show? I get off the air yesterday, and I had a meeting with our president, Marion Mim Davy Kessler. Here she is right here. This is what she looks like. There she is.
Oh, wow.
There's Marion right there. Look. There she is. The angel herself, our president. Look at her. Look at the glow. But that's her. That's Marion Mim Davy Kessler. So I said to her, That's our president. So we had a very calm conversation. And when I say calm, Shane, what do I really mean?
So they went behind some glass doors and there was a lot of this going on. We couldn't hear anything. They're very soundproof, which we learned.
Let me just say this. I've worked for that woman for 22 years. And we can bicker back and forth. But the poor young people that work here, they don't know that we scared the crap out of the entire staff. Because Shane's right, this is all they saw. Come to find out, Marion Mim Davy Kessler nobody sent the audience away. They were called ahead of time, except 2 people didn't get that message. So it wasn't 15, there were 2 people. But the problem was that email never got to the Jason Show team until 10 minutes before the show. That was the only thing that happened. And to add insult to injury, it wasn't a staff meeting to tell us, we're all fired or anything. Marion Mim Davy Kessler, that woman with the unicorn right there, it was actually like a little party that she wanted to throw for us in the parking lot with ponies. We had a one-legged mime. She got an Old West show. We had 3 singing nuns, all-you-can-eat soft serve. We had all of that stuff. So it was, she wanted to do something nice, and I ruined it.
You peed in her Cheerios.
What?
You peed in her Cheerios.
I literally did just tinkle on her rainbow, you know what I mean? But I was sticking up for you and you know what I mean? People get dressed, they drive to Eden Prairie, and for some people this is like coming to Alaska, and I just felt bad because I love you and I appreciate that. All kidding aside, the fact that people come to our show every day for 7 years is really nice, Shane, you get the last word before we move on.
I just have a follow-up question. We did acknowledge that executive producer Jeff is not here today. Is this a coincidence, Jason?
I know. Every time Jeff isn't here, it goes haywire.
Well, and yesterday,
I know.
Everything kind of went up in flames.
I lied. One more thing. May I show you Ted's face when Mim and I were screaming at each other? This is Ted.
He really got trapped in there.
When you work with someone for 22 years, that's what happens. Let's get started, everybody. It's time for the hot dish. Here we go. I believe at one point, Mim called me, and I quote, a petulant brat. That's right. More changes are coming for HBO Max as the streamer prepares for its eventual merger with Discovery Plus. I've been telling you about this and how it affects you. So here's the deal. Right now, and there'll be more, but 36 titles are vanishing from HBO Max. That includes 20 HBO originals. Among those getting the boot, the teen drama Generation, a holiday reality dating show, 12 Dates of Christmas. Right there. I know Ted is very upset about this one. Sesame Street spinoff, The Not Too Late Show with Elmo, which I've never heard of in my life. So here's the deal. They're doing this because Discovery needs to cut billions of dollars from their bottom line with this merger. And they're cutting these shows because, and I told you, I can nerd out on this and I want to kind of break it down for you. The reason they're doing this is every time they run these shows, even though they're small shows, they still have to pay residuals to to people working on them. So an easy way to cut the costs, get rid of them off of their library.
This is kind of rude to the creators.
Oh, absolutely.
Who made something and then it's just gone and disappears, and it's because they don't want to pay you for the work that you did for their show.
It's also rude to the consumer. They continue to charge us more for this crap, and they take away content. But this happens with every merger. There was a merger between 20th Century Fox and Disney a few years ago, and there were a lot of job cuts and a lot of movies that fell through the cracks. This is sadly what happened. So keep an eye on your HBO Max. Watch stuff before it disappears. You better not take away Fun Boy Island. You better not HBO Max. I'm telling
Never thought I would hear those words.
God,
out of
I love
you.
that show.
Wow. So
I finished it last night. It's so good.
Did you watch season 1 yet?
I watched both of them, Shane. Are you
good.
kidding me?
Good. Oh.
It's my new obsession.
Yee.
Next on the dish, our friend Kanye West went on Fox News yesterday to defend his new fashion line, which is being sold in trash bags. Look.
I'm an innovator, and I'm not here to sit up and apologize about my ideas. That's exactly what the media tries to do.
These are not garbage bags, as has been reported, but large construction bags. The reason they put the clothes in there, they're folded, is to make people be able to just informally reach in and help themselves with what they want to buy. He says his goal is to make life easier and informal so that we can all basically dress in the dark.
This is like not a joke. This is not a game. This is not just some celebrity collaboration. This is my life. You know, I'm fighting for a position to be able to change clothing and bring the best design to the people.
Oh.
Just so we're clear, they aren't trash bags. They're construction bags.
Mm-hmm. It's different.
They look like, imagine this, okay? Imagine walking into your local mall and you're walking toward the GAP, the Gap, which in my community we call it gay and proud. But anyway, you walk toward the Gap and you walk in, and you know, Gap is the land of perfectly folded khakis. You know what I mean? Everything's folded. The underwear is folded, for heaven's sake. And then you walk into Gap and there are 3 construction bags full of just random clothes. It looks like you're dropping that off at a charity thing.
Well,
That's not appealing to me.
You would really assume when you walked in, staffing shortages. Again.
Yeah.
You just don't have the people to unload these.
Poor Tom didn't have time to fold. Let's just put out the bags. That's right.
Good.
And let's be clear, I said this isn't for me. I'm not the target market. It's for the youngins. But you have to dig through stuff? I mean, that's what you do at rummage sales, for heaven's sake. I've seen rummage sales with more organization. Yeah.
It feels very Zoolander.
It is a little, isn't it?
Right?
It's very
like, are we all being punked?
Yeah, I think we are.
Yeah, okay.
I think we are.
Yeah.
He knows what he's doing because you know what? We've fallen for it. I'm talking about it.
Yep, we talked about Gap, we talked about him.
You know,
done.
We've done it. We're done. Petulant brat. Anyway. It's great. It's a great day when your boss calls you that. We're going to take a break, everybody. We have such a good show. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Back in a moment. The dish is red hot. Coming up next, a sneak peek at a new reality show I think you're actually going to like. It's basically House Hunters meets Shark Tank. Then, Kendall can't stop looking for another job. Today, she's doing another 9 to 5, becoming a dog groomer. Can she cut it? And it's always fun when I head into the studio audience. Anything can happen. That and more when we come back. Welcome back. Happy Friday, everybody. Welcome back to the show. Martin Short was on with Jimmy Fallon last night, and he gushed about Steve Martin while roasting him, and that is our late night rewind.
How's our pal Steve Martin doing? That's what I'm talking about there.
You know, Steve, well, first of all, he's the most talented guy in the world, you know. I mean, he does magic, he juggles, he plays the banjo, and yet somehow he's famous. I don't know how. Now, we are a team now. We're like Florida and a lower back tattoo, you know.
Yeah.
No.
I want to congratulate you on this tour, by the way, okay? Because, this is a... Well, I mean, what have you learned, by the way, what have you learned touring with Steve Martin?
Well, I've learned that he will pay top dollar for clean urine.
You got to pass those tests. You got to pass the test.
I've learned that from him that you don't need to have a pool boy.
Hello.
No, but he is really amazing. You know, he's such a unique man. You know, he butt dialed me the other day, which is kind of remarkable because he still has a rotary phone. So, you know,
That's very hard to do.
Oh, not for Steve.
Not for Steve.
Oh, so good. I was talking to one of the producers a couple hours ago, and I said, it's gotten to the era now where Martin Short is just one of the best talk show guests right now. You know, whenever he's on, that's what he delivers.
Okay, can I ask you a question? Do you know the movie Clifford?
Have I seen the movie Clifford?
Yes.
No, that's the big red dog, right? Yeah.
No. Not Not Clifford. It stars Martin Short. He plays a child, even though he's an adult grown man.
What?
Yeah, it is.
Audience, have you heard of this? No?
Aaron Schwab is with me here. This movie is one of my favorites of all time. So I still, every time I see him, I start thinking Clifford lines in my head. You've got to go watch it. Does it stand up?
Can you just make okay, I'll watch it over the weekend. And we're sure it's not about the big red dog, right? It's not, no, it's...
Don't watch that one. You will be disappointed. There will be no Martin Short.
Okay. It's
so
not
good.
an adult film, right? It's not, no, right?
Well, no, adult.
I mean like a porn. It's not a Martin Short porn.
Yeah, I'm telling everyone to go watch a Martin Short porn right
Okay, well, I mean, stranger things have happened on the show.
now. Okay, everyone's on board.
We're scaring the front row.
You're scaring me too.
Yeah. It's time for a special serving of hot dish all the way from Hollywood. Give it up for TMZ senior producer Charlie. Hi, Charlie.
Hey, Jason. Good morning. How's
Good
it
morning.
going?
Welcome to the show. It's good to meet you, Charlie.
I know. Likewise. Happy to be with you guys today and give you all the hot tea.
That's
We got a
right.
lot going
First
on.
up, okay, Charlie. J-Lo and Ben's never-ending wedding extravaganza continues. Tell the folks what's going on this weekend.
Yeah, Ben Affleck and J-Lo are out and about in Georgia where they're gearing up for their wedding celebration. So we got some photos of them in the downtown area of Savannah, and they were hitting up the shops. They were there with one of Ben's children. And kind of low-key, as you know, they are in town because Ben has an estate right outside of Savannah, Georgia, where they're going to be having their wedding bash. And it's kind of a full circle moment. They were actually supposed to get married here 20 years ago when they had first got engaged. Obviously that didn't work out, but they're giving it a second go around. And yeah, it'll be a great party. His estate actually has over 100 acres, so a lot of room for some fun in the sun. So yeah, we'll keep you guys updated on the wedding.
Absolutely. Wedding part 7 there. One of the brokers from Selling Sunset is responding to the news that Christine's not going to be on the new season. What are they saying?
Yeah, we got Jason Oppenheim out and about leaving Equinox, and we asked him about the story we actually broke, which is Christine Quinn will not be returning to Selling Sunset. It's a really big deal. She was the villain of the show, and anyone that's a huge fan knows that she was the one that kind of stirred the drama. She made it really interesting. All the other girls are just friends, so the fact that Christine's not going to be on it is kind of, worrisome for those that are fans of Selling Sunset. But Jason told our camera girl that, look, it's okay. We're all still friends with her. The show will go on without her. They still have seasons 6 and 7 to film, but they have hired 2 new girls. And he kind of hints that there's going to be some interesting dynamic with these 2 new cast members. Wouldn't say that they're the villains, but we'll have to check it out and see if they fill in those big shoes that Christine left behind.
Finally, Charlie, here's a question I never thought I would ask TMZ. Hey, tell us about the Prime Minister of Finland.
I know. This is the most bizarre story. Basically, the Finnish Prime Minister, Sanna Marin, she is in some hot water and has done a drug test. This all in light of her getting a lot of criticism for some videos that surfaced of her partying with a bunch of friends. So these videos had gotten leaked of her hanging out with some friends, obviously having a good time, and a lot of politicians were calling for her to drug test. They thought this was like a huge red flag. And she had since said that, look, she was not on any narcotics. She did admit that she had been drinking and having fun like any other human. And today she revealed that she has, in fact, taken a drug test. No results back yet, but we'll definitely keep you guys updated on that.
I can't believe this.
This is 2022. This is the world we're living in.
That has to be my favorite story of the month right there. Charlie, thank you so much. Have a great weekend.
You're welcome, guys.
For more of these stories, go to TMZ.com. Leave her alone.
I was going to say, we have all done that.
That could have been video from a couple weeks ago at my birthday with Addie. You know what I mean? With social media.
I saw that circulating.
I mean, come on. Well, leave her alone. She was dancing.
It really wasn't that scandalous. She looked like she was having a great time.
Yeah.
Not allowed to have fun if you're a prime minister.
On. Politicians have done a lot worse.
True.
Okay. Just saying. Next in the dish. Picture this. House hunters meet Shark Tank, okay? That's the feel of a new Netflix show where homeowners pitch their houses to real estate tycoons. Look.
For the tycoons, it's a chance to flip, improve, or make a long-term investment.
I want it so bad I can't even stand it.
For sellers, it means no spending months on the market.
We need to sell this property like yesterday.
No realtor commissions.
We will pay, we will close, and not everyone's like that.
This is crazy.
And all cash offers.
$790.
$850.
But only the best deals will close.
I'm looking for $5.1 million.
Whoa.
There's no way that house is worth $5 million.
I'm your host, Nina Parker.
Are the kids sad that you guys are going to be letting the home go?
They don't know yet.
You didn't tell the kids?
And I'll be with the homeowners every step of the way.
All right, guys, good luck.
As sellers from across the country say, buy my house.
Okay. Well, that's the show. So on the panel, the CEO of Redfin, an NFL linebacker, and other real estate moguls on that panel. It hits Netflix in 2 weeks. Shane, you don't look convinced.
Well, I mean, as a person who just bought an overpriced home because too many investors have flooded the market and raised the prices on homes, I'm not happy to see this. I want to... Don't you want to see a nice family?
Is anybody
getting
else
the home?
scared of Shane right now? Sorry,
Celebrating why the market is the way it is.
X-nay on real estate A with A-nay over there.
How do you feel about it?
I hit a nerve. I couldn't care less. I mean, I'll watch it. I like these types of shows.
Sure.
I like Shark Tank, and I like home improvement shows to put. I don't know if I'm gonna love it though. It doesn't look like like I'll be obsessed with it.
No.
But it's all right. I'll watch maybe one. I'll have Ted watch it. That's what Ted's for.
There you go.
That's what Ted's for.
Don't have me watch it.
Yeah. Next in the dish, Heidi Klum was on with Kimmel last night with guest host Nicole Byer. Now, Nicole hosts a show I love on Netflix, Nailed It. Oh. Yeah, I love Nailed It. Heidi Klum talked about her worst date ever. Look.
So, okay, I went speed dating on Hollywood Boulevard.
Yes.
Have you ever speed dated?
I mean, I had a few dates. I mean, I had like one weird date where we went to a movie theater and, these big buckets of popcorn.
Yes, I love that.
So he was holding the popcorn, which I thought was already strange. Like, why do I always have to reach over?
Mm-hmm.
Like, why don't you reach over? And I'm reaching over and I'm eating the popcorn. And then all of a sudden there's a hot dog in the popcorn. But it was attached. The
hot dog was attached.
The hot dog that's still attached.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
A bunless dog in your popcorn.
Has anyone ever done that to you?
I have not been. No.
Anyone here?
Has that happened to anyone here?
Have you ever had a hot dog in your popcorn? That was very strange. That was the first for me. Never happened again, but it's very memorable.
Oh my God, I could imagine that it's memorable. It's something you talk about in therapy. That's tough. But maybe AMC will have another commercial with Nicole Kidman, and she's like, you can get a hot dog in your popcorn.
Maybe. That doesn't sound appealing to me.
I don't think I got that. An unattached hot dog? No, attached.
Attached.
Hot dog.
I'm really embarrassed. I'm like, what would it be attached to? Like the pig? I don't know. Dang it. I've never had to have a producer whisper in my ear what I'm really talking about.
Ted had to tell her in her earpiece that it wasn't an actual hot dog.
Yep.
My baloney had a first name. Yeah. Let's do this, shall we, before we're canceled? It's time to meet our next JVIP of the week. Today it's Kelly Westergaard. That's right. She says that she was homesick for a week and watching our show, and we helped her forget how crappy she was feeling. Kelly says Jason always makes her smile on a bad day. She also loves that I have a boxer because she has 2 boxers herself. We're sending Kelly a Jason Show mug. She's also entered to win the monthly grand prize. That includes coming to the studio to watch the show, a $150 accessories gift card to Becker Furniture World, a $200 gift card from Woodhouse Spa, and a package of Oscar Mayer wieners.
They're unattached.
Autographed by Shane. We'll be right back, everybody. Back in a moment. What? Not really? Hot dogs? Welcome back. It's no secret Kendall loves dogs. She has real dogs, everybody. She has 2 of them herself. Our audience today. And anytime Sarah McLachlan begs her to send money to support dogs, she has a tissue in one hand and a credit card in the other. But can she cut it in my mother's former occupation as a dog groomer? Well, recently, Kendall visited Rio Grooming School and Salon in Hastings to see if she has what it takes. Look.
So I've washed my dogs. They're very small, many times. They hate it. Willie, my sister's dog, does not. Yeah. However, I'm assuming there are some tricks of the trade, like I'm already very wet on one side just from standing there.
You're gonna get wet regardless, so we say embrace it, go with it, and get your hands dirty.
We're gonna give him a normal bath.
We are, yes. So the bottle in the back is gonna be your shampoo. So you can apply it, you can just pour it right on him and start scrubbing.
Can you get a massage from your aunt? It sounds really creepy when you think about it. I can tell he's very stressed out.
Do you want to rinse? Are we ready to rinse?
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. Thank you, Willie. Embrace it. It's the best we can do. We can go ahead and start getting him rinsed and get him ready for his face wash.
Is there a technique to this, or just
top to bottom? Singing? Let gravity be your friend.
Hi, Willie. Would you like me to sing to you? Who let the dogs out? Who let the dogs out? Time for your facial. You ready? Me too. Do I get one?
If you want. It's all up to you.
No, Eric, that was a joke. I'm not getting a dog facial.
Coming up next week, Kendall gets a dog facial.
And go for it. Yep.
Have I told you that I really don't like wet hair?
Oh.
Everything's fine.
That's a problem.
Everything's fine. I know, I love you too, Willie. Do I just put it on his head like this?
Yes, he likes it. It has aromatherapy, it has brighteners and whiteners, it'll make him relax.
Oh, yes, if you could just hold still like I do when I get a facial. Oh, Willie, now we get to massage. Oh, I know, it feels so good.
Hi, Willie, did you like your facial? You Willie like it?
He Willie likes his blueberry facial.
That's the worst joke, don't you think so, Willie?
It's a Willie good one.
But that way, his ears will be protected from the wind and the noise.
I'm not gonna laugh, because dogs get sensitive.
It snows hair in here generally, especially with the hairy ones.
It's not very hairy though.
It's included. You're pulling it out of your eyes. By the
Okay, let's just get this over with. Oh yeah, there it goes. All right. This is gonna take like 7 years because I don't know what I'm doing. So we're gonna notch it up and bring in the professionals.
So at this point, we'd take clippers and scissors and trim the hair based on the customer's preference.
I'm not very good with sharp objects. It's gonna be fine. You know that it just might be a little ugly. You shake? Good boy, I don't have a streak. Oh, we shook on the deal.
That was a terrible deal, Lily.
Oh, nope, it's fine. Mom, it's fine. It was just a bigger chunk of hair. It's fine, Willie. A good thing for Willie, I'm sober. Yes, I'm still sober. Willie, stop, it was a deal. You can't take your shake back. I'm the one with hair on my hand. Eric, you know that part where you say, I did something, and occasionally we either speed it up or you just have someone else do it? Can we do that now? This is gonna take a year. Anything else that we need to do today?
We need to spruce him up with a bow tie.
And a 3, and a 2. Willie, you look so handsome. Okay, I know this is the last thing you do, but Willie, we have something else we need to do, don't we? Let's go show it off.
I'm too sexy for my shirt. Too sexy for my shirt. So sexy it hurts. And I am too sexy for Milan. Too sexy for Milan, New York and Japan.
Cute. There's so many. That is so close to my heart because you might have heard me say over the years, my mom was a dog groomer for most of my growing up. She had her own business, and we had so many dogs coming through. And as a kid, I would help her bathe. And sometimes we had one dog, an Afghan, that I loved. His name was Bo, and I loved the dog so much. And every time I would say, "Mom, can we keep him?" She's like, "No, he belongs to someone else." Well, listen to this. One time, Bo came to get a brush, and they were moving to Africa, and asked my mom if we wanted them. And my mom didn't tell me until that night when she opened up the door and Bo ran in. I'm like, I get to keep them? Because the family moved to Africa. So yeah, so that's my Bo. I've had every dog in the world. For more details, thanks to our friends at Rio, go to riogrooming.com. We're gonna take a break. We'll be back right after this. Back in a moment. Our little Bo. Welcome back, my friends. Shane's with us again.
I needed a break. Some time to process.
Shane needed a timeout, everyone. That's right.
I got a few.
I gotta tell you, I'm never gonna look at you the same way. I'm never. My husband who laughs, I always joke, Colin laughs out loud about 40 times a year. He just used 10 of those. He spit out his coffee, quite literally, yeah.
But I don't want you to look.
I just don't get it. I mean, it's unattached hot dog. What is that? Yeah.
I don't need a lot of hot dogs.
I love you
Let's
so
move
much.
on.
There is, this is great. Look, one of the things I love about the show is when I see something I love and sharing it with you, and I think maybe that's one of the reasons you watch our show. This is one of those times. There's a new documentary on HBO Max that features never before seen footage of Princess Diana, and it follows her life and the intense scrutiny she faces and faced from the media. Before I give you my thoughts, here's a little clip from the trailer for The Princess.
The prince realizes that he's taking second place.
By the way, a hollow and tormented marriage are giving the British media and its public little else to talk about.
Just give me one question, mate. Out.
She's been pushed from the word go.
It's the media that's causing the problems. Leave them alone.
Lady Diana.
She's been through the worst that can be thrown at her. I think we've got an unhealthy obsession.
I think she's very close to being a monster.
She has a sick mind.
She likes to be with people.
She likes to be bloody well watched.
That's ridiculous.
She has been humiliated.
When you put a modern person in an ancient institution, they will be destroyed.
The monarchy.
And she sadly was destroyed. Very true words there. Look, I don't need to tell you this. There have been 8 million documentaries and movies and books and stories written about Princess Diana. The reason I wanted to bring this one to you, and the reason why, when Jeff recommended this to me, the reason this is so interesting is because there is no narrator. There's no script. What the director of this did, and did brilliantly, and I think you're going to really enjoy this, is it's all just footage. It's news footage, interviews, TV interviews footage from American news outlets, from British news outlets, and it's put together and edited to tell the story of Diana from Charles forward. And the focus, as you saw in the trailer right there, the focus is really on several things. Really the disillusion of the marriage, the dynamic between those two, and the media scrutiny is, well, under scrutiny in this. This is really what this one's about. My main takeaway, there were several takeaways. My first one was, and I said this to Jeff, and Jeff goes, absolutely. What you realize, every piece of footage of her, she just looks miserable. She looks so pained and sad. And then as the audience, you immediately feel for her again. And also, what's interesting in this, and I think this documentary more than most displays it well, wow, was Prince Charles envious and jealous of the adoration that the world and his country had for Diana. You saw that clip at the beginning of that clip that we showed you where he goes, "I'm sorry, am I in the way?" That was one of the first appearances where he was noticing that the children and British folks weren't coming up to him anymore. They immediately went to Diana, and that bothered him. And you see unedited, raw footage of him, like not prim and proper, but you see his reaction to Diana's reactions.
The real,
yeah.
Okay.
And it's just, and it starts, it starts at the night of her death, and you see kind of home video of some tourists going, "Oh my goodness, there's Princess Diana," and then it cuts, and then it starts the story, and then it ends on the night in 1997 that she died, and people watching the news footage. Please go watch it if you're even mildly interested in Princess Diana. It's one of the best documentaries I've seen about her, for all the reasons I just outlined. It's available right now on HBO Max. It's called The Princess. We'll be right back, everybody. I'm heading to the audience when we return. Back in a moment.
Did you watch Spencer?
Yeah, I didn't love it.
I didn't watch it.
I did not love it.
Let's make it a good day. We do it our own way. Let's make it a good day. Oh, no matter what they say. Oh, yeah, yeah.
Welcome back. I wish you guys, I wish you could see what, there's so many things. One of the reasons you really should come to see the show is because it's a whole other show off air, right, audience? It's a whole other. Aaron, come here. Will you show, this is what Aaron does physically to get the audience to clap. Come here. Give it up for Aaron Schwab, everybody. Okay. Will you, okay. Now, try to get the audience to clap. Do what you do.
Just facing this way?
Yeah. Aaron doesn't need to do any cardio after the shift, right? Yeah. Well, you know I love our audience, and since we actually have an audience today, I had to throw in one more shade. I had one more. Mim's not watching. It's fine. I wanted to go into the audience for some Ask Me Anything. Here we go, everybody. Isabel, come on, give it up to Isabel, everybody. Hi, sweetheart. Hi. Isabel, where are you from?
New Richmond, Wisconsin.
Oh, well, welcome. Oh my goodness. What's your question for me?
What is your favorite dog breed you've had?
Oh. Isabel, I got to tell you, Aaron and I keep track because we do Q&A after the show, and we keep track of questions that have never been asked. That has never been asked. You've asked a new question. I will tell you, and I'm a little biased now. I've had two that I loved more than anything. A Japanese Akita that I bought for my mom, and then my current dog's a boxer.
Okay.
I have two dogs, a boxer and a French bulldog, and Dexter is my boy, so that's my favorite. How about you? What's your favorite?
We have a yellow lab,
Oh.
and that's kind of my favorite.
Yeah.
He's my baby.
What's his name?
Joey.
Oh, that's a good. I love human names for dogs. Thank you, Isabel. Thank you so much. Give it up for Isabel. Okay, give it up for James. Come over here, James. Welcome, buddy.
Hey, how
Where
you
you
doing?
from?
I'm from Minneapolis.
Oh, well, welcome. Thank you for being here. What's your question?
So we heard that your birthday was a couple of weeks ago.
Yes.
And we want to know how drunk you really got.
Very. Sit down, James. There we go. James, just a little, James. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Okay. Let's go down here. Where's Nadine? Where's Nadine? Let's go. Give it up for Nadine, everybody. I'll come to you. Where are you from, Nadine?
Buffalo.
Buffalo. Welcome. I love
Thanks.
your glasses.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well, what's your question for me?
I was wondering, how old are you, really?
Nadine, did you have to add the really? No, I'm 48.
Oh, really?
Oh. Are you surprised by that?
Yes.
What? In what way, Nadine?
I would have put you in the early 30s.
Aaron, call Mim and tell her we're giving Nadine a car. That's right. Thank you. Thank you, Nadine. Okay, and Rainey? Hi, Rainey.
Hi.
What's your question?
Where were you born?
Oh, good question. I was born in Michigan City, Indiana. So if you're looking, if this is Lake Michigan, Shane, this is not a hot dog, by the way, Shane. This is a microphone, Shane. But if this is Lake Michigan, here's Illinois and Chicago, here's Indiana. My town is right on Lake Michigan. We were a beach town, an industrial town until the 80s. We had a lot of factories, a lot of union. The steel mill, the steel mills of Indiana are right there. And we're the home of the Indiana Dune State Park. We have a huge, beautiful dune called Mount Baldy, where on a clear day, if you stand on top of Mount Baldy, you can see the Chicago skyline.
Wow.
So it's a beautiful, if folks around here, if you ever want a nice weekend, people rent houses on, and it's a beach. It looks like the ocean, but it's like Michigan. It's a beautiful town. It's a beautiful town. Good question. Thank you very much. If you want to be in our audience, it's very easy. Just go to our Jason Show Facebook page and you'll see the link right on the left, or go to fox9.com and search for Jason Show tickets. You're in at 9:30 and you're out by 11:15. Come see us next week. We're going to take a break. We'll be back right after this. Back in a moment. Welcome back, everybody. Our great audience today.
Get a good one.
Okay, can we, Ted? Let's just forget.
No.
Let's forget the shortest segment. Will you tell everybody what you got a message in the
I got
break?
an email from a man who said that his wife had to explain it to him, and he wanted to know it was okay to not understand.
I love that the audience is giving Shane validation.
I felt a lot better.
Oh, I'm not. You will never, ever live this down.
No, I know.
It will be on every best of show.
No.
Ted already has it. Ted already has it on our 8th anniversary show planned.
I'm not even here every day.
It doesn't matter anymore. We're going to take a break. The surprise goodbye when we come back. Back in a moment, everybody. Welcome back. We have such a good audience today. I appreciate them. And I appreciate my friend Shane filling in for Kendall while she's off. I don't know where she is. Last Friday she was in the woods. I don't know where she's.
I don't either.
Yeah. It's time for the surprise goodbye. You know how this works. I don't know what's in this segment until right now. You guys remember the Octomom, right? Nadia Suleiman famously gave birth to 8 children. Well, get ready to feel really old because those kids are now 8th graders. She shared the photo on Instagram and told her kids to be respectful and kind to their teachers because now they are role models to the 6th and 7th graders. Look at them. Wow, that does make you feel old, doesn't it? Wow. I remember that was
a big
It was
story.
a huge story. And she went on every talk. She was on Oprah. She was on Dr. Phil. It was huge. But look, hey, They look great. It turned out well.
Yeah.
I mean, I know I would. It turned
As
out.
a parent of 2 children, I'm like, sure, yeah, I'm sure it's great at home.
Yeah. Yeah, how are those 2 children? You still right? I lost Shane's child one time when I was babysitting. Yeah.
You know, it's weird.
We found her quickly.
We keep trying to set up another segment, and then
I'm very busy.
I want to give you another chance.
No, how old are
They're
they now?
older now.
Are they? But
They're 5 and 8.
Is that a good age? That's good. That's a good age. Okay.
Yeah.
Monday on the show, that Miss Midwestern mom Amber is back. Plus, we'll chat live with Star Jones. She's the new judge of divorce court. That's going to do it for us. If you're watching and you're a kid that's being bullied, go out there and be yourself. Nobody can tell you you're doing it wrong. Have a good weekend, everybody.